So as I was presented, I'm Rui. I work in our Dublin office in Ireland. Uh, Usually, I help our global partners around the world, so the Accentures, the Cognizants, and our global alliances team. As you see, I don't have Rahul with me from Accenture. So Rahul had an issue with his visa coming from India. So I'm here delivering the demo on my own. One thing just to explain what I will show you. This was a system, a proof of concept built by Accenture in their Center of Excellence of Liferay in India. Um, and Rahul and their team built this hyper personalization engine on top of Liferay, on top of other systems, other components that I will explain a little bit later. The architecture. I will have a demo also, a recorded demo of the different components, and hopefully you will find it useful. I have some good news at the end also regarding what you are seeing here now. So I will share that with you at the end. So let me explain briefly what is for Accenture and for Liferay personalization, what the industry sees also as personalization, how we built it, the different pieces of this engine, and then we will go into the demo. So personalization basically or mainly is to use data that the customer is generating. So when someone visits a website, for example, uh, it's generating data, it's generating some analytics in terms of where the user is crossing the different pages, where is clicking, what is doing, the components or the products that is adding to his shopping cart. So all of that data is gathered um, in order to customize or to personalize the experience of that user later on, okay? For us, hyper-personalization means doing this in real time, okay? Getting all this information, getting all the information from the user, where he's clicking, what he's adding on the cards, his behavior, doing all of this in real time and feeding that information into Liferay, of course. So the user experience is personalized in real time. So this is data based, of course, so everything that happens on the system is based on the interactions of the user, on the clicks, on every page that the user goes to. It's also highly dynamic, as you will see. So as the user is moving through the website, and we have built a very simple storefront here, not on our commerce, and I will explain why. So it's really dynamic in terms of the way that the user is navigating and then the results that is getting both from some campaigns, information from the same users have viewed this type of products, information on the cart. You should pick this or that product based on the navigation and on the cart information that you have. It should be seamless for the user. So the user shouldn't opt in or opt out on any of this. So it should be something that you just customize, just personalize the entire experience of this storefront, in this case, in a very seamless way. It should be unique for that user. So if a different user clicks on different links, it has a different profile, it has a different nature. All the information should be unique to him, and all the campaigns, all the personalization of the website should be just for him, and it should be in context. So everything that the user does, and you will see that in the story that I have here in the demo, the user is just searching for some cameras, then he changes his mind and he moves or he searches for some different cameras, and the entire experience is moving as the user is also moving, as the context is also moving, okay? So what personalization is not, at least in the view of this framework, is first disconnected across the different channels. So you have heard since early morning the omni-channel experience, approaching customers through the different channels, and it needs to be constant. It needs to be coherent between all the different channels that we are addressing. So one of the things that personalization is not is the disconnection from these different channels. It shouldn't be generic. So a first way of personalizing, and I will show you in the next diagram, a first way of personalizing a website is, okay, I build a rule. I say that if users do this or that, you just change this content, for example, based on some rules or some segmentation that I'm doing. I just change that content. And that's very generic, right? So it needs to be very focused, and that's the purpose of hyper-personalization, is to be very focused in terms of what the user is doing, all the information that I have on that user, and that will tie in also with Analytics Cloud and all the analytics that I have with the information of that user, the segments that the user belongs, auto segmentation. So you will see a lot of that here in the demo. Okay. So in terms of architecture and how we derive this architecture then into the different components, and I will put names on the different boxes on the next slide. So imagine that you have a channel. The first thing that you do as a company is you build a website. Okay, so you have this first foundation, the experience system. You have one channel, a website. Okay, so the first thing that you do is you do some online tracking. You get Google Analytics or other types of tools, and you listen to the experience of the user, where it clicks, where it navigates. You listen to some of those metrics. Okay, and based on that, you try to recommend or personalize some of the information that shows up to that user. Okay, so okay. Then what you try to do is you try to segment those users, okay? And here we are doing some segmentation that it's still very dumb, let's call it. So basically on the type of navigation that the user is having, we just say, okay, this user belongs to this age group, for example, or it just belongs to they just like this type of product, or they are searching for cameras because it's searching for, they did 3 or 4 searches on cameras. Okay, and again, you feed that information into your experience system, into the first channel, in this case again a website, so the experience is personalized. Okay, then you also have your offline channel, right? You have your marketers doing email campaigns. They are doing notifications probably on the app, on their app, and it's a completely disconnected system from your main experience, from your web experience, right? So the purpose then on this architecture is to derive and to get information, get analytics on these offline campaigns, on these push emails, on these notifications that I have, and feed that and aggregate that into your front-end experience, right? Then the marketeers will be able to optimize these campaigns. They will be able also, from the information from the web analytics, information from the experience system, offline campaigns, they will be able to optimize their campaigns and understand, okay, if this user belongs to this segment, it has this behavior, it has similar interests as these other types of users, so I should build a similar campaign. Okay, and again, feed all this information offline and online to this audience intelligence system, okay? So they can better segment the users, and they can drive all the rest of the system in a better way, okay? again, exporting the personalization and feeding the personalization into the main channel. And now, when we are feeding information, imagine that at this stage, we have all these channels more or less connected, and we want to feed information from social channels, okay? We want to understand from the interactions that the user is having on Facebook or on a blog, on my blog, or the different systems that I have, for example, a call system that I have, or other types of systems that I may have. I want to, again, feed that information and hyper-personalize the experience based on that information, okay? And that's, again, you have that intelligence, and you will feed it again to that green box over there that will then spread this information to the different systems, okay? And ultimately, you will have some AR or VR, and here you can add a watch, a smartwatch, or you can have any type of different experience, different from the first channel, okay? The main site that I have. And here, especially with AR and VR, we have a big problem as an industry because we are talking about 3D models, and personalizing in real time 3D models, it's hard, okay? It's still hard. We will get there, but it's still really hard. So the objective here is to also personalize these types of experiences and all these other channels that we might have, okay? So how did we build this, or how did we and Accenture build this? So these are the different pieces of the puzzle. I will just put names on everything, okay? See that we don't use Liferay Commerce. I will explain why. So the main part of the system is the DXP, okay? So is Liferay that is serving all the content to the store, and you will I will show in the demo that basically is the main component, okay? We are also leveraging audience targeting and campaign management from Liferay to automatically present or create segments and to present content to the user based on the navigations, on graphs, and also on some data intelligence and machine learning that we added on the system. We have Elasticsearch for doing search, normal search. The glue that puts all these pieces together, we are using Lambda and also the API gateway for exposing the APIs on both sides and to connect through microservices. And in this case, it's to connect Liferay DXP to the commerce part, okay? Accenture used Elastic Path as a headless commerce engine because this prototype or this proof of concept was built like 5 months ago or so, and Liferay Commerce was not yet available, okay? One of the good news that I have to share, I will share already, is that they are preparing also to take that piece and put Liferay Commerce on that piece, okay? Here in the digital commerce. And in terms of digital commerce, what we have is cart management, order management, catalog management, or product management. So it's the functionalities that Liferay Commerce already provides, okay? Then on this bottom part, I will say that this is where the intelligence lies, is we have graphs here, and we are using Neo4j, open source framework for graphs. And in this case, we are using here on this side R and Python scripts, okay? Graphs will be very important, as you will see, for one of the good news that I will show you in the end, okay? And I will show you the graphs working also. So this is a more detailed diagram that you will have when you'll have the slides, and the different areas that each one of the products is using. So as I told you, Elastic Path for product catalog and management, Liferay for campaign management, for web content, for pushing all the content to the users. And then on the bottom part, these two important things. For the data intelligence, R is used for data slicing, hyper recommendations, the statistical modules, and the probability analysis. So all the crunching is done on this side, and Neo4j is first to show a graph representation and also for presenting the different connections between the different nodes, as you will see. So let me show you a demo. It's split in three. I will show you first the end. So I will show you the experience of the user navigating through the store. I will then show you the graphs, and then I will show you the scripts and the R functions that were built to give the results. Okay, so in terms of the data intelligence, this bottom layer here, we have implemented 4 algorithms. Okay, we have in different parts. I will stop the demo and I will highlight the different algorithms that we have implemented. We have KNN for users also bought this type of products. Tree traversal, so basically as you are navigating through the different components of the website to the different pages, it just understands that and it will push campaigns automatically in real time to the users. Also collaborative filtering in terms of users who bought this or that have added this in their carts also purchase this, and also similar to the other one in terms of affinity analysis, the market basket analysis when the user finishes the purchase. Okay, so let me start the demo, and I will explain as we go along the different components of the demo and the different areas of the demo. First, before I log in or virtually log in, see that bottom, that upper part there on the flash sale, and that's a web content display or a target audience content display that will change based on the tree traversal. So based on the way that the user is navigating, the searches that he's doing, basically that banner there will change, okay? As he's searching for one type of camera or the other, okay? So he logs in as Accenture. He signs in. He has access to a page. It's a storefront, as I told you. See there that you have already the recommended for you information, and this is pulling information from the user profile. It's using one of the algorithms, the KNN algorithm, and basically this is a normal store that the user is accessing. So it searches for a camera. So we are using Elasticsearch for the camera. It gets access to different types. The banner is still the same, and now it will start. It will start drilling down in terms of the type of camera that he wants. In this case, he wants an Nikon, okay, an SLR. So we have here fast search, normal for Elasticsearch. So he's looking at the different options in terms of camera. So all this catalog is being pulled from ElasticPath. This could be very easily done with Liferay Commerce. So all the information. Okay, he goes back. It's still the same. The flash sale is still the same. But in this case, he's going into a different Nikon. And when he goes back, the flash sale has changed. Okay, so this is automatically he identified, okay, this user is in the market for a Nikon. And I'm pushing this content, this campaign to him. Okay, now he goes to a Canon. Okay, he just clicks on this model. Again, what we have done here in terms, and you will see that in terms of the algorithm, only it needs 2 clicks or it needs two references, in this case for Canon. So it changes the algorithm. This can be also dynamic and adaptable depending on what we want. So this is the second one, and the banner has changed to Canon. So a different promotion in this case for Canon. Okay. So now what the user will do no, it's still running. So it goes into this Canon. Now he has access, a different algorithm is that he has access to people also viewed this, okay? So we are using that affinity analysis to understand, okay, users that bought this type of camera also bought this other one. He added to the cart and, okay, it's already added, it's there. And now what the engine is proposing is, okay, not only people view that, but it's bought together, frequently bought together, these types of product, okay? So, and probably all of you have this experience from Amazon. When you go on Amazon, you have this experience that they have the frequently bought with, the people also view this, users have this type of information. And the main objective was using open source tools. All of the components that you saw there are open source, built the same experience, okay? And as you know, it's very easy with Liferay to integrate with all these different components, and I will show you later on. And it was really easy for Accenture, in this case, to build this component and to provide the demo. So let me jump now into the Neo4j part. So here we have a representation. I hope everyone can see this. We have a representation of all the connections, all the relations between all the nodes here. And you see that demo, that was the user that I logged in, has viewed some different nodes. Okay, in this case, he has viewed Canon and another Canon. He has purchased something. He has something on his cart. He has searched all of this on Elastic Path. He also viewed this. He has some connection with this other user that has also viewed these different cameras. So from here, we are also deriving the different components and affinity analysis that we are doing in terms of, okay, if this user bought this and that user bought that, probably they and they viewed the same cameras, probably they are part of the same segment. Or I can generate a segment based on this. And if I have more information, if for example they both bought the same camera, or if they have done similar actions, probably they could belong to a same segment. Okay, and that's it. And finally, just this is an R console. Okay, so underneath all, we are just using this. So this is the first algorithm. So the find user behavior recommendation on that user, and see that the one that has more weight in this case is Canon. So that's why the banner was showing Canon. Okay, because of the way that the user navigated to the different components of the website. That was underneath what's giving us the data to present that banner. This one, find view recommendation, as you will see here, based also on that user, has two flavors. Okay, it's based on the items and on the user. And on the items, remember that you saw users also bought this, and this, okay? Or also viewed these different items. And these are the IDs of the items that were presented there, okay? And the third algorithm that we used, okay, was in terms of purchase, when you purchase one of these components, okay? Or one of these products. So find purchase recommendation, okay? I'm faster than the typing. So if you purchase this type of item, the result will be this graph, okay? And these are the products that showed as, okay, if users that bought this also bought this other products. And remember that I just added and I built that bundle and I created that bundle and I bought that bundle together. The last algorithm that we used is the KNN algorithm for the recommendations, okay? So here is the user, and based on the profile of the user, based on information that we have on the user, this is what we got back, okay? And these were the recommendations that you saw on the right side, okay? So, of course, if you see things like this doesn't mean anything, but when you see it in the end as the final result, you see all of this glued together, okay? So these were the 4 algorithms that personalization algorithms that we use. The KNN for identifying users, user attributes with the similar demographics. The tree traversal for getting, as we move through the website, as we move to the different searches, trying to identify what should be the best campaign. And in this case, it was connected with audience targeting and the segmentations from Liferay to present that big banner on top. Then the 2 last ones, collaborative filtering and the market basket, also on users also bought this type of camera, and then users also added this type of products into the shopping cart. Okay, so let me tell you the good news about what you saw here. Probably you won't see this. I've already mentioned that this will be enabled for Liferay Commerce. The good thing also is that everything that you saw will be open source on GitHub, even if it was built by Accenture. I had to say that because they are not here, right? So no, but they will. They are checking all the legal stuff to expose all of this on GitHub, and they will open source everything that you saw here. And the objective is for everyone to contribute, to change the algorithms, to change the different pieces, and build a better system, okay? And third, this bottom part, one thing that Accenture is building, and that will be proprietary, is on top of all of this, they are building an interface for marketeers to understand those graphs that you saw and all the R functions and all these things. They are building an interface that will be much easier for the marketeers to just drag some different components, build their own campaigns, understand the behavior of the users without showing graphs, okay? Probably for us, it's cool to see graphs, but for a marketeer, they don't want to see this type of technology. And they are building on top of this architecture, they are building this component, okay? So the good news is that we are almost finished. Please rate the session. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you. Okay, questions? You will get access to the code. Any question? Okay, Chris. Oh.
Okay, apparently this is the microphone.
Oh, cool.
Okay. Hello.
Hey.
There we go. So the build for this, Rui, is this available? You know, can we all take a bundle of this and try it ourselves, or is this purely on Accenture at the moment? I mean, you know, if the guys here want to build on top of it, how do they go about it?
Mm-hmm. So currently, today, now, it's not available, okay? Because they are finalizing the legal stuff for opening up the code and putting everything open. It will be very soon. I'm thinking mid this month or end of this month, okay? They presented, Accenture presented this also in our New Orleans symposium. And they were also, at that time, they initiated the process internally with their legal department, so it should be very soon. In the end, you will get the code for the different components. All of the components are open source. It's more the algorithms and the connectors between the different components that they have built that they are sharing with everyone.
Okay, and finally, was it a joint Liferay team and Accenture team that built it, or was it just Accenture?
Yes.
Joint.
Both. Joint. Yeah.
And what license you used?
For Liferay or for the rest?
I repeat my question. What license will be used for open source part?
I don't know. It's something that it's being managed by the Accenture team. Yeah, I can get back to you and explain that. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Rui.
Thanks everyone.